So, Joe, what were you saying about some kind of
Speaking of farting in space, this was sent to me by Travis, last name redacted, on Facebook, and I wanted to thank him for sending this just as a message to me. But there's two parts to this. So for one thing, NASA, well, as you can see on the screen, those of you who are watching, it says NASA taps startup Axiom Space for the first habitable commercial module for the space station. So what's cool about this, just right off the bat, is it's going to be a commercially owned module for the space station. So that as, say, the Crew Dragon, as, say, I don't know, New Glenn's never going to have people on it, though, right?
It could someday.
They
could develop a
as commercial spaceflight starts to get into crewed missions anyway, this is the kind of place where somebody could just go and, some space tourists can go up and hang out at the space station. I guess keep them away from the scientists or something. I don't know. But anyway, so NASA, this just happened the other day, tapped Houston-based Axiom Space to create this module. And it looks kind of dope. There's a little picture right there. I love how there's like clothes labeled up here on the wall. It's all padded, so if you go insane, I guess, you can go insane. I guess these are little grabbers, these little yellow things. I love this. It's like there's little screens with like beaches on it. You see that?
What?
There's like footprints in the sand right there.
Like some art on the walls kind of a thing?
Well, maybe that's just your own way to... Maybe that's where your private collection of home memorabilia goes,
Okay, so this is like a single person's thing? It looks big.
Does it say how many it would hold? Actually, I don't. This may just still be in the design stage,
So that picture we were seeing with the padding, that looks a lot like the ISS sleeping quarters. It's literally I won't use like a telephone booth. It's like a telephone booth with walls that are padded so that you don't bonk your head, and that's your private quarters, and it's where you sleep.
I imagine there's like storage here in the walls.
So it's like telephone booth size.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes me.
I mean, I think that's what that part is.
But
then, but it also has the what it looks like a bigger version of the cupola, like a giant windowed.
Yeah. So that's up here.
How does that?
Please.
How does that work in terms of radiation and things? Like, is that less? Like, it seems, if you can't stare at the sun here on Earth, I imagine staring at it up there would be even worse.
Yeah, there's definitely serious UV consideration, UV protection on panes of glass in space. Greenhouse gas, so you're not greenhouse gas, but the greenhouse effect. I mean, where it just comes in and heats up everything is another big consideration. And then micrometeorite. Lots of times they have these covers they can put over all, like the cupola actually has deployable micrometeorite little shields kind of that go over all the windows. Yeah. And that's considered pretty normal as a way to be able to cover up windows. So I'm assuming that we're just not seeing that in this render.
Got it, yeah.
This is just a rendering, and it says it was designed by Philip Stark, who did a luxury yacht for Apple founder Steve Jobs.
Of how
So a yacht designer is now developing and designing modules for the space station.
Makes
That's awesome.
sense. So when is Apple going to do it?
The I module. So where this gets a little bit, I don't want to use the word sketchy, but a little bit, sketchy, was with this message that Travis sent me, and I just want to be clear, I have not been able to verify this through any sources or any articles or anything, but apparently they signed up with Axiom literally 2 weeks after kind of cutting off ties with Bigelow Aerospace. NASA did. And this guy who messaged me says that he has a friend who was part of the layoff. They apparently laid off their entire production. Bigelow laid off the entire production team, is what I'm being told. Which, I gotta be honest, I've always cheered for Bigelow. I like Bigelow, and that kind of sucks. I mean, they already have the beam up there, and they've been doing this for like 20 years or something, and the expandable module thing, I've always been curious, like, why have we not seen more of that? I don't know how to feel about this.
I haven't heard anything personally, but
Yeah.
that would really be a shame. I agree. I want everyone to be able to get a chance. And Bigelow had some really big plans that were really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they were already flying a test article on the ISS. Like that's awesome.
And
I
they
think
had
that's been up there since like 2016.
Yeah, they had 2 experimental modules where I keep screwing it up. It's either the Galaxy or the Genesis. I think it was the Genesis, actually.
Genesis.
Yeah, there were 2 of them, and I think they're still up there. they're not functional anymore, but they're still out there.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer. I really wanted to see that.
How do you get that far along and not get to the next step? You know, that's the crazy thing about space is you can get so darn close, and all it takes is one cancellation or one contract loss, and the whole thing can go bye-bye.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
So yay, Axiom. I want to see that happen. That's cool, but too bad for Bigelow. Maybe they'll land on their feet in some other way, hopefully. or land in space where they don't land on their feet because they're in space with. I'm gonna stop.
Hey, thanks for checking us out, guys. I hope you enjoyed this clip from our podcast.
We do a weekly show here on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe to Our Ludicrous Future, where we discuss all the things that are going to make our future totally ludicrous.
You can join us here on YouTube or at any of your favorite podcast places. Plus, if you want to get some behind-the-scenes stuff and join a cool community, you can help support the channel at patreon.com. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.